Assalamu alaikum class. My name is Dr. Zartasha, and the topic of today's lecture is environmental problems. I hope you all are fine, doing great at your homes, are safe with your loved ones. Okay, class, I just wanted to tell you guys a little about my lecture ahead. Um, the slides that don't need explanation. I mean, those slides that are explained in the previous slide are, self-explanatory. I won't be giving audios to them because it's a big lecture, so it's like that. Okay, so environmental problems. When you hear this term, you come across a lot of problems that we are facing nowadays. For example, some of them are pollution, pollution of water, air, noise. Then there's global warming. Then there's overpopulation, natural resource depletion. There is waste disposal, there's climatic change, there's loss of biodiversity, deforestation, then there's ozone layer depletion, acid rain, water pollution, urbanization, public health issues. So there's so many issues that we are currently dealing with. I'm going to tell you one by one about these topics. I'm going to keep the lecture crisp, clear, and to the point, but I want you guys to pay full attention so you understand everything about this lecture in this particular time. Okay. Okay, so as I told you guys that there are a lot of environmental problems we are dealing with. So basically, what do you mean by environmental problems? Okay, the answer is our environment is constantly changing. There is no denying that. However, as our environment changes, so does the need to become increasingly aware of the problems that surround it. With a massive influx of natural disasters, warming and cooling periods, different types of weather patterns, and much more, people need to be aware of what types of environmental problems our planet is facing. ठीक है जी. Water pollution is a very important part of environmental problems that we are facing nowadays. But I've been told by Dr. Anika that she has covered this topic in your previous lectures. So I'm going to move on as you guys have already studied about water pollution. Okay, now another important form of pollution is air pollution. ठीक है जी. एयर पोल्यूशन से हर कोई वाकिफ़ है. ठीक है, वी ऑल नो अबाउट एयर पोल्यूशन कि क्या होती है और क्यों होती है, कॉजेज़ क्या हैं इसके, इसके इफ़ेक्ट्स क्या होते हैं और हमने इसको कैसे प्रिवेंट करना है. व्हाट इज़ एयर पोल्यूशन? Air pollution is the introduction of many kinds of gases, chemicals, particulate matter, or biological materials into the atmosphere. It causes harm to humans or other living organisms. It damages the natural environment. It reduces the air quality. Okay, some of the causes of air pollutants, ठीक है, can be classified into primary pollutants and then secondary pollutants. As you can see from the pictures depicted here, that primary pollutants are those pollutants that occurs naturally, and on the other hand, secondary pollutants are those that are man-made or are not the primary source. ठीक है. Some of the important causes of air pollution are burning of fossil fuels, then there is agricultural activities, then there is exhaust from factories and industries, and mining operations. Okay, so burning of fossil fuels, right? Um, Sulfur dioxide emitted from the burning of fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, and natural gas is one of the major causes of air pollution, right? Now, pollution emitting from vehicles, including trucks, jeeps, cars, trains, airplanes, causes immense amount of pollution. And then there is carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide. Okay? These are the main gases to cause air pollution. Acha ji, we studied that carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide are the major gases contributing to the air pollution. Carbon monoxide is caused by improper or incomplete combustion, ठीक है, and they're generally emitted from vehicles. In 2011, 52% of carbon monoxide emissions were created by mobile vehicles, ठीक है, in the US. रिसर्चेस तो जी वहीं पे होती हैं, पाकिस्तान में तो कोई ऐसा रिसर्चेस नहीं इस तरह की होती, बट अकॉर्डिंगली जो एयर पोल्यूशन का उन्होंने जायज़ा लिया तो उन्होंने यही देखा कि सबसे ज़्यादा कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड का जो कंटेंट है वो व्हीकल से आ रहा है. Okay, so now there are the other important cause of air pollution apart from burning of fossil fuels was agricultural activities. ठीक है जी, ammonia is very common byproduct from agriculture related activities, ठीक है, and it is one of the most hazardous gases in the atmosphere. Then there is use of insecticides, pesticides and fertilizers, ठीक है, उसकी वजह से भी बहुत ज़्यादा pollution होती है, air pollution, because they emit harmful chemicals into the air and can also cause water pollution. Another major cause of air pollution is exhaust from factories and industries. Manufacturing industries releases large amount of carbon monoxide, HCl, hydrocarbons, organic compounds and chemicals into the air, thereby depleting the quality of air. Then there is petroleum refineries, okay, it also release hydrocarbons and various other chemicals that pollute the air and causes land pollution. Then there are power plants which emits high level of carbon monoxide and other organic compounds that we already know that these gases and these um, compounds, they are bad for air, they reduces the quality of air. Okay, another important cause of air pollution is mining operations. Mining, what is mining? It is the extraction of valuable minerals. ठीक है, during this process, dust and chemicals are released in the air, causing massive air pollution. Because mining operations, they include the blasting, it includes transportation, collection, ठीक है, so they can be major sources of emissions of gases and air pollution. Coal also contains methane, which is a greenhouse gas that contributes to global warming, which is released into the atmosphere during mining. Okay, we are going to study about global warming in the coming slides. I just want to tell you guys that everything in this lecture, or all the important environmental problems, they are interlinked and interrelated. One causes the other. It's a vicious cycle. सो हर स्लाइड में, हर टॉपिक में आपको दूसरे टॉपिक का नाम मिलेगा. Okay, so this slide contains some of the facts. These are the annual death rates by air pollution. Air pollution kills about 11 lakh people in Pakistan and 3.3 million worldwide every year, with more than half of the fatalities due to traffic exhaust and power plant emissions, which are the leading causes of air pollution deaths. ठीक है जी. Okay, effects of air pollution. Effects of air pollution can lead to health issues like respiratory and heart problems. ठीक है, अब बेटा आप लोगों को सबको ये मैकेनिज्म पता है कि हीमोग्लोबिन ने बाइंड करना होता है ऑक्सीजन के साथ, ठीक है, और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के साथ. अब जो कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड होती है एयर के अंदर, वो बाइंड कर जाती है हीमोग्लोबिन के साथ, और जिसकी वजह से हीमोग्लोबिन इज़ नॉट अवेलेबल फॉर ऑक्सीजन कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, ठीक है, तो जिसकी वजह से रेस्पिरेटरी हार्ट प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकती हैं. अच्छा, इसके अलावा क्या है, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग है बेटा, ये डिटेल में मैं आपको आगे सारे टॉपिक्स पढ़ाऊंगी. फ़िलहाल इफ़ेक्ट्स ऑफ एयर पोल्यूशन आपके पास ग्लोबल वार्मिंग आ गई, रेस्पिरेटरी एंड हार्ट प्रॉब्लम्स आ गई, एसिड रेन, एंड देन देयर इज़ डिप्लीशन ऑफ ओजोन लेयर. ये सब आपको मैं भी बताती हूँ, फिक्र ना करो. Okay, so far we know that air pollution is a very important environmental issue. ठीक है, we have discussed its definition, that what is air pollution, then we have discussed its causes, we have discussed its effects. Now there are some of the solutions that we are going to discuss, right? I hope you guys are with me. You guys are listening to this lecture carefully. um, these are very basic things. There's nothing technical about it. Okay, so just listen it for fun. um, some of the solutions that we can give to air pollution, play our part, are encourage. You have to encourage your family to walk to the neighborhood market. आजकल तो नहीं, आजकल तो आप लोग सारे घर बैठो, आजकल घर में ही वॉक करो, ठीक है. देन देयर इज़ व्हेन एवर पॉसिबल टेक योर बाईसाइकिल, ठीक है जी. यानी बाईसाइकिल ले जाने का मकसद ये है कि बाईसाइकिल से धुआं नहीं निकलता, तो इस वजह से, ठीक है. एज़ फार एज़ पॉसिबल यूज़ पब्लिक फॉर्म्स ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट, क्योंकि वो तो चलनी ही चलनी है, तो आप एडिशन ना करो अपनी तरफ से. देन रिड्यूस द यूज़ ऑफ एरोसोल्स एट होम, ठीक है. अच्छा जी. इफ़ पॉसिबल शेयर योर रूम विद अदर्स व्हेन द एयर कंडीशनर इज़ ऑन, ठीक है. वही बात एरोसोल को कम यूज़ करने वाली. ओके. देन डू नॉट बर्न लीव्स इन योर गार्डन, पुट देम इन अ कंपोस्ट पिट. ये हम करते हैं, माली शाली हमारे आग लगा देते होते हैं इकट्ठी करके. मेक श्योर दैट द पोल्यूशन चेक फॉर योर फैमिली कार इज़ डन एट रेगुलर इंटरवल्स, ठीक है. दिस इज़ नॉट प्रैक्टिस्ड इन पाकिस्तान, but in foreign countries it is. Stay indoors as much as you can during days when pollution levels are high. If you must go outside, limit outside activity to the early morning hours or wait until after sunset. ठीक है जी. इसमें कुछ एक्सप्लेन करने वाला नहीं है. बाय द वे, आई वॉज रीडिंग दिस आर्टिकल जिसने कहा है कि लाहौर जो है वो टॉप पे है एयर पोल्यूशन में पूरे वर्ल्ड में, ठीक है. आप लोग भी इसको गूगल करो, और फिर नीचे सेकंड नंबर पे दिल्ली आता है, और वो भी काफ़ी नीचे है. लाइक हमारा जो एयर पोल्यूशन का लेवल है ना, उस वो हाईएस्ट है पूरे वर्ल्ड में इस वक्त. Okay, the second important air environmental problem after pollution, air pollution, ठीक है. क्योंकि इंटर रिलेटेड है तो फिर मैंने कहा इसको पहले डील कर लेते हैं. इज़ ग्लोबल वार्मिंग, ठीक है. व्हाट इज़ ग्लोबल वार्मिंग? द प्लैनेट इज़ हीटिंग अप, एंड इट इज़ हीटिंग अप फास्ट, ठीक है. सो दिस इज़ ग्लोबल वार्मिंग. इट्स अ वेरी हॉट टॉपिक आजकल. हर जगह पे कोरोना से पहले पहले यही बातें हो रही होती थी, ठीक है. तो ग्लोबल वार्मिंग इज़ अलार्मिंग, ठीक है. इंक्रीज़ हो रहा है, बहुत तेज़ हो रहा है, और रोका नहीं जा रहा इस वक्त. The earth heats up, which means that the temperature rises. It happens when greenhouse gases, which are carbon dioxide, water vapors, nitrous oxide, and methane, um, they basically trap heat and light from the sun in the earth's atmosphere, which increases the temperature. This hurts many people, animals and plants. ठीक है. ये आप सबको ऑलरेडी पता है कि अर्थ के अराउंड एटमॉस्फेयर का एक सर्कल, एक पूरी सराउंडिंग है, ठीक है, जिसमें ये गैसेस जो हम लोग यूज़ करें, क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन्स जिसे कहते हैं, एरोसोल्स वगैरह से, जो ये गैसेस हैं वो वहाँ जाके एक्यूमुलेट हो जाती हैं, और ये ग्रीन हाउस गैसेस जो हैं ये ट्रैप कर लेती हैं हीट और लाइट को, जिसकी वजह से अर्थ के बाहर एक गर्मी के समझने एक लेयर बन गई है, जिसकी वजह से ग्लोबल वार्मिंग हो रही है. ट्रैप हो जाती है लाइट और हीट उसमें जाके. What is greenhouse effect? The greenhouse effect is when the temperature rises because the sun's heat and light is trapped in the earth's atmosphere. The heat and light can get through the atmosphere, but it can't get out. As a result, temperature rises. Sometimes the temperature can change in a way that helps us. ठीक है. ये समटाइम्स उसमें इसलिए मेंशन किया गया कि बहुत ज़्यादा सर्दी को होने से बचाने के लिए परफेक्ट अमाउंट ऑफ हीट और लाइट आपको चाहिए होती है, ठीक है. नॉर्मली जो ग्रीन हाउस इफ़ेक्ट होता है वो इट्स अ गुड थिंग कि प्लांट्स वगैरह एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं हीट और लाइट को, और आप टेम्परेचर अर्थ का एक अच्छा सूटेबल टेम्परेचर मेंटेन करते हैं. लेकिन ग्लोबल वार्मिंग के केस में ग्रीन हाउस गैसेस जो हैं वो नेगेटिव रोल प्ले करती हैं by trapping the heat and light. So, what is global warming doing to the environment? It makes the sea level rise. Water covers many lowland islands. The plants and causes some of them to die. So the animals lose a source of food along with their habitat, but people lose two sources of food: plant food and animal food as well. Global warming is caused by air pollution, as we discussed earlier. Um, the fossil fuels burned to create these gases. They are made of dead plants and animals. Many pollutants are sent into the atmosphere when fossil fuels are burned. Some of these chemicals are called greenhouse gases that we discussed earlier. The pollution that causes global warming is linked to acid rain as well, and which destroys almost everything it touches. हम आगे बढ़ते हैं अभी. What is acid rain? It is the rain whose pH has decreased and therefore has been turned acidic after having mixed with sulfur or nitrogen dioxide in the atmosphere. This slide shows how acid rain is formed due to um, transport industry, power in homes, power station. You can see in the pictures as well. There's usage of gas, oil, and coal. ठीक है, burning of fossil fuels. Um, what happens is that some of them it falls back to the earth, and it is as dry particles. ठीक है, इसको dry deposition कहते हैं. और जब when it reacts with sunlight and ozone, ऊपर वाले एरो में अगर आप देखें तो नाइट्रिक एसिड और सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड बना रहे हैं. ठीक है, वो वाटर वेपर इसके साथ मिलके एसिड रेन कॉज करते हैं. इसके अलावा जो इसकी एनाइंस हैं, ठीक है, वो भी दे कैन बी कैरिड एज लार्ज in large distances before falling as rain or snow. Okay, impacts of acid rain are bad. They're really bad, right? Acid rain can have impact on surface waters. It can have impact on soil, on forest, in vegetation, in human health. ठीक है, buildings, urban environment में इसका काफ़ी सारों में ही bad role है. As you can see, it is when it enters the soil. ठीक है, when the soil is contaminated with acid rain, its production drops automatically. ठीक है, acids activate aluminium from the soil, which leaches into water and fish die. Drinking water is contaminated. ठीक है, उसके अलावा मेन इसका और बिल्डिंग्स एंड प्रेशियस स्टोन्स एंड ऑब्जेक्ट्स. ठीक है, जिसके ऊपर ये अगर गिर रही है तो उसको खा रही है, करोजन कर रही है. ठीक है, सबसे लास्ट वाली पिक्चर में आप देख रहे हो कि ट्रीज वगैरह टोटली डेड हैं बिकॉज ऑफ द एसिड रेन. Okay, so the environmental problem known as acid rain. Okay, we have discussed what is acid rain, how is it caused, what are the effects of acid rain. Now we are going to read about some of the things, some of the efforts we individually can do to reduce the acid rain, right? We can walk instead of drive. We can avoid burning fires. We can avoid using air conditioner, ठीक है, or leave the computer on. We can recycle and reuse as much as possible. Okay, what causes the depletion of ozone layer? Ozone exists in Earth's stratosphere and is responsible for protecting humans from harmful ultraviolet rays. Earth's ozone layer is depleting due to the presence of chlorofluorocarbons, hydrochlorofluorocarbons in the atmosphere. बेसिकली ओजोन की डिप्लीटिंग सब्सटेंसेस जो है ना, ठीक है, उसमें सी एफ सीज क्लोरोफ्लोरोकार्बन्स जो हैं वो मेन रोल अदा करते हैं. ठीक है, और एक आपको कंप्लीट और प्रॉपर ओजोन लेयर चाहिए फॉर द प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ हार्मफुल वेवलेंथ्स टू एंटर द अर्थ. बट सिंस इट्स डिप्लीटेड तो वो वेवलेंथ्स आ जाती हैं जो कि नहीं आनी चाहिए. ठीक है, और एज अ रिज़ल्ट उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस होते हैं which includes increases in sunburns, skin cancers, and then damage to plants. Smog is another environmental problem that we are facing nowadays. Smog is basically derived from the merging of two words. ठीक है? Smoke plus fog equals to smog. ठीक है? Smog is a yellowish or blackish fog formed mainly by a mixture of pollutants in the atmosphere, which consist of fine particles and ground level ozone. Smog also refers to hazy air that makes breathing difficult. Smog decreases the lungs' working capacity. It causes shortness of breath, eye and nose irritation, interferes with body's ability to fight infection. um, आप लोगों को याद होगा कि 2016 उसके बाद ऑनवर्ड्स ये 2016 की पिक्चर जो फर्स्ट टाइम ये हुआ था हमारे साथ उसके बाद से ऑलमोस्ट एवरी ईयर लाहौर हैज़ बिन फेसिंग स्मॉग और ये सारी चीज़ें हमारे साथ होती रही हैं जिस जो इसके बताई हुई हैं इफ़ेक्ट्स वी हैव ऑल एक्सपीरियंस्ड दीज थिंग्स Deforestation. What is deforestation? Deforestation is an unavoidable environmental issue that requires immediate attention. It is the practice of chopping down trees to such an extent that the global climate is slowly undergoing changes. Okay, this table shows some of the causes of deforestation, ठीक है, which includes road building, ठीक है, you know, while building roads, we are encroaching to the forest. Then short-term economic benefits like mining for various minerals, ठीक है, planting crops, grazing livestock, they all contribute to deforestation. Other causes include large-scale conversion into agricultural grounds, corruption, ठीक है, experimentation with forestry, all these things. देन देयर आर हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक डैम्स, ठीक है, जिसकी वजह से वाइल्ड लाइफ डिस्टर्ब हो रही है, फॉरेस्ट तक ये लोग जा रहे हैं. देन कॉजेज ऑफ कंटेम्प्रेरी डिफॉरेस्टेशन इंक्लूड्स लॉगिंग ऑपरेशंस, एग्रीकल्चर, अर्बनाइजेशन, मिनरल एक्सट्रैक्शन एंड डोमेस्टिक कंजम्पशन ऑफ फ्यूल वुड. ये सारी चीज़ें हैं, ठीक है, जो कि हम लोग कर रहे हैं, जिसका रिज़ल्ट भी हमें मिल रहा है. ये सब दे आर द मेन कॉजेज ऑफ डिफॉरेस्टेशन. Okay, in this slide you can see the consequences of deforestation. Number one is soil erosion, ठीक है, which may cause the coastal fisheries to suffer from sedimentation brought by the flooding, ठीक है. Then there is frequent activities of tilling, cropping and grazing which results to the degradation of the soil's quality. Then there is siltation accounts for the blockage, ठीक है, चॉकिंग एंड वीकनिंग ऑफ डैम्स एंड रेजर्वायर्स, ठीक है. सॉइल की क्वालिटी डिप्रूव हो रही है, सॉइल इरोजन हो रही है, ठीक है, वीकनिंग ऑफ डैम्स एंड रिजर्वायर्स हो रही हैं, ठीक है. देन द लोकल बायोडाइवर्सिटी इज अफेक्टेड रिजल्टिंग इन द एक्सटेंशन ऑफ अ नंबर ऑफ स्पीशीज. With no trees to hold the soil together and slow the water flow, the surface runoff may cause heavy floods. ठीक है, ये सारे consequences हो सकते हैं डिफॉरेस्टेशन से. Okay, we can minimize these effects through a number of technical and precautionary measures. Um, the approaches can be number one, there can be special forest plantations for all the woods, okay, that is needed for the industry. This way, the wood cannot be cut in it can be cut in a controlled and regulated environment. Okay. In order to achieve zero deforestation, we need ambitious and science-based domestic and international forest policy from our government. Okay? Government and advocacy groups shall support the formulation of forest policy. The forestry management should reinforce the forest laws, like imposing fines on excessive mining, logging, and farming, and also restricting the use of bulldozers and heavy machineries in the premises. Reforestation is the action of renewing forest cover, as by natural seeding or by artificial planting of seeds or young trees. Reforestation programs shall be launched. what are the causes of noise pollution? ठीक है, noise pollution like water pollution and air pollution is is one of the environmental problems that cannot be ignored, right? So, what are the main causes of noise pollution? There's traffic noise, there's aircraft noise, there's noise from construction works, noise from the industries, okay, there are honks, there are explosions. Okay, as you saw on the previous slide, that noise pollution can have enormous amount of hazardous effects on our health. ठीक है, it can be divided into two types of effects, auditory effects and non-auditory effects. ठीक है, auditory effects में आपके basically acoustic trauma हो सकता है और tinnitus हो सकता है. ठीक है, acoustic trauma क्या है? Sudden hearing damage caused by a short burst of extremely loud noises such as a gunshot. ठीक है, then there's yeah bomb अगर explosion हुआ. Tinnitus क्या होता है? Ringing or buzzing in the ear. This could be temporary or permanent. Non-auditory effects includes gastrointestinal problems, inability to unwind, annoyance, increased aggressiveness, headaches, anxiety, impatience, nervousness. How can we control the noise pollution? We can do it by careful planning of the cities. We can do control on vehicles, avoid using vehicle, like use public transport instead of using your own transport. Then we can improve acoustic insulation of building. Uh, Control of noise at source is possible in industries. ठीक है, special areas be earmarked, ठीक है, outside residential areas for industries and railways. um, when these demands cannot be met, protective green belts must be laid down between the installations uh, and residential areas. ठीक है, अच्छा, then there can be protection of exposed persons. ठीक है, hearing protection is recommended. uh, okay, then we can develop legislations. ठीक है, many states have adopted legislation providing for controls which are applicable to a wide variety of sources. ठीक है, workers have the right to claim compensation if they have suffered a loss of ability to understand speech. ठीक है, apart from legislation we can do health education. ठीक है, um, so education is very important through all available media. ठीक है, to highlight the importance of noise as a community hazard. Another environmental menace is waste disposal, solid waste disposal, right? Waste disposal techniques which are used by humans are they can be sanitary method or insanitary method. Insanitary method is dumping, which is very common in countries like Pakistan. Sanitary methods includes landfill, composting, and then there is incineration. As you can see, refuse is dumped in low-lying areas. As a result of bacterial action, it decreases considerably in volume and is converted gradually into humus. ठीक है, its drawback is that it is exposed to fires and rodents. So basically, it results in ground water pollution because ultimately this waste it goes into water. Then there is a sanitary method which includes different types of landfills. ठीक है, you don't need to learn them by heart, but just for information, there are three methods which includes trench method, ramp method, and area method. ठीक है, trench method में basically leveled ground में यूज़ होता है. ठीक है, रिफ्यूज होती है, कॉम्पैक्ट होती है और कवर्ड होती है अर्थ से. ठीक है, रैम्प मेथड में स्लोपिंग होती है और एरिया मेथड में ठीक है लैंड डिप्रेशंस को वो लोग फिल कर देते हैं. अच्छा जी, कंपोस्टिंग में क्या होता है? उसमें बेसिकली आपका वेस्ट जो है वो कन्वर्ट हो रहा है बैक्टीरियल एक्शन के थ्रू हमस लाइक मटेरियल में, ठीक है, और मेन्योर के तौर पे वो यूज़ हो सकता है सॉइल में। ओके, देन देयर इज़ इंसिनरेशन, ठीक है, जिसमें आपका मोस्टली हॉस्पिटल जो वेस्ट होता है, इन्फेक्शियस वेस्ट वगैरह, वो इंसिनरेशन में इंसिनरेट उसको करते हैं, ठीक है। सो बेसिकली सॉलिड ऑर्गेनिक वेस्ट आर सब्जेक्टेड टू combustion so as to convert them into residue and gaseous products, ठीक है। इट कैन बी अप्लाइड व्हेन सूटेबल लैंडफिल इज़ नॉट अवेलेबल, ठीक है। और ये बस बेसिकली साइज़ को 20 to 30% ऑफ द ओरिजिनल वॉल्यूम से रिड्यूस कर देता है। इसका डिसएडवांटेज ये है कि ये एयर पोल्यूशन कॉज कर सकता है। Another environmental menace is waste disposal, solid waste disposal, right? Waste disposal techniques which are used by humans are they can be sanitary method or insanitary method. Insanitary method is dumping, which is very common in countries like Pakistan. Sanitary methods includes landfill, composting, and then there is incineration. Okay, this is the last slide. Basically आज के लेक्चर में we have discussed environmental problems, ठीक है, that we are facing, the leading environmental problems। उसमें आपने pollution पढ़ी, ठीक है, आपने air pollution पढ़ी, आपने नॉइज़ पोल्यूशन पढ़ी, वाटर पोल्यूशन आप लोग पहले पढ़ चुके हुए थे, ठीक है। फिर हम लोगों ने पढ़ा ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग से रिलेटेड हमने पढ़ा एसिड रेन को, हमने पढ़ा ओजोन डिप्लीशन को, हमने पढ़ा डिफॉरेस्टेशन को, ठीक है। और हमने वेस्ट डिस्पोजल को पढ़ा। आई होप आई नॉट फॉरगेटिंग एनीथिंग। हमने स्मॉग पढ़ी, ठीक है। इन सब ये बेसिक्स थी बेटे सारा कुछ। और आई होप आप लोगों की बेसिक्स कवर हो गई हैं इसमें। ऑलरेडी आप लोगों को आई थिंक काफ़ी कुछ ऑलरेडी पता था, ठीक है। स्टिल इफ़ यू गाइस हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस, एनी क्वेरीज, आई एम हियर, आई एम अवेलेबल। जो कुछ भी पूछना बेटे आप लोग पूछ सकते हो, ठीक है। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर लिसनिंग टू मी। थैंक यू।